Hello, I'm the Doctor. Welcome to DoctorGeek. This is just a quick update video as we got some unexpected news earlier today about the 13th Doctor. Tweeting out at 5 a.m. today, it was revealed that Jodie Whittaker's costume for the 11th series of Doctor Who will be this. As you can see, the 13th Doctor will be sporting an odd assortment of clothing items, including boots, blue socks, brown suspenders holding up a pair of waist-high blue pants that end at the ankle, a navy blue shirt with a rainbow pattern, and a gray jacket with rainbow trim. So, there's a lot to unpack here. I'll be honest, my first impression of this costume was less than great. But after letting it sink in for a bit, I can appreciate some of the things that I think they're going for. So let's take a look. First off, the suspenders. Suspenders have been a feature in many of the Doctor's costumes over the years, first appearing on the 5th Doctor in the Season 21 story, Planet of Fire. While the 5th Doctor normally wore a cricket sweater, he removed it in this episode to show off yet another piece of question mark clothing. These suspenders would make their return one season later on the 6th Doctor story, Vengeance on Varos in Season 22, and then again in the same season in The Two Doctors, which also featured Patrick Troughton reprising his role as the 2nd Doctor. Coincidentally, suspenders were added to his costume as well for this story. Suspenders would then be left out of the Doctor's wardrobe for the next 5 Doctors before famously being revived by the 11th Doctor in the 11th hour. So, while I do appreciate the return of the suspenders, I wish they would have jazzed them up a bit instead of just going with plain brown. Maybe not as quirky as the question marks, but I have to admit that I would have loved to see those come back. Next up is the rainbow shirt. While initially it seems like this is a reference to the 6th Doctor, I actually think it's a bit of a nod to the 4th Doctor, as the pattern is not actually a rainbow, but more like what is featured on the 4th Doctor's famous scarf. This pattern is complemented nicely by the trim of her jacket, which also features a rainbow running along its edges. When I first saw this photo, I didn't much like the jacket. The gray color makes it look almost like a rain jacket, which I thought looked a bit odd. But after noticing the subtle nod to the 6th Doctor in the trim, I do like it a lot more. And I think the angle of this picture makes it look a little weird. The jacket is something that all of the Doctors have in common, whether it be 10's trench coat, 9's leather jacket, 6's rainbow coat, or 3's velvet smoking jacket. So I'm glad that 13 will have something to swish around. Lastly, the pants. They're blue, and they look pretty silly. Not only do they start at the waist, making her look like a mix of Steve Urkel and Robin Williams circa Mork and Mindy, they also stop at the ankle, which is an odd choice. I can already hear the writers making jokes about a woman in Victorian times showing off her ankles. How scandalous. Perhaps the Doctor will consider it too risque of a move to pass up, but I don't get it. I'm hoping that this aspect of the costume will be the most interchangeable. The Doctor has always had an interesting fashion sense, that's not new. But this almost seems like the Doctor had no idea what kind of clothes a woman is supposed to wear, which, if that's the reasoning behind it, does make for a pretty funny explanation. So, while I'm not thrilled with the outfit, I can definitely appreciate the nods to the past that they were making. Although, I do think it's pretty bizarre that they're trying to evoke the 6th Doctor, when it's basically universally agreed upon by Doctor Who fans that the 6th Doctor had the worst costume of the series. With so much pressure on Jodie to make this monumental change on the show, you'd think that they would want to emulate one of the Doctors that, didn't get non-stop criticism for their costume. But perhaps they are steering into the skid and are determined to carve their own path in this exciting new era of Doctor Who. Regardless, we'll all be watching to see it in action in fall 2018. So, what did you think of the 13th Doctor's new outfit? Let me know in the comments below, and thank you for being my companions on this journey today. I'm the Doctor. Bye for now.